And here we have a toy spot on DC Universe Infinite Heroes Superman figure. If we have a look quickly at the packaging, somebody actually contacted me and asked me why a lot of my figures have been opened. The truth is, before I actually got into YouTube reviewing, I opened up a lot of these figures when I bought them. I, of course, had a look at them. I had them on display. I don't have a lot of room, so I keep the packaging and then I put the figure back usually when I'm done looking at them. But that's why a lot of these figures, when I review them, have already been opened. I usually just put them back in the packaging so you guys can see what it looked like. But in the way of packaging, I really like the molded hand that they put in this. It gives a good sense of depth, and it does give a good scale to the figure. You can really tell how small he is just by the incorporating hand in the back here. But I really like the coloring. I like the orange burst here, the sunburst. If we have a look on the back, the other characters in the wave are Joker, we've got Nightwing, we've got Scarecrow, Batman, Superman, we've got a SWAT police guard, and we've got Green Arrow. The only other figures I picked up other than Superman were the Batman and the Joker, which I'll also review as well. But just a picture of Clark Kent and Kal-El there. Overall, I like the packaging. DC Universe has stuck with this sunburst for a bit now, but the fact that they've incorporated the hand, I think, is a really nice touch. So now that we've had a look at the packaging, we'll have a look at the figure. And here we have Superman. Let's just get a good close look at the figure here. There's the focus. I like the face that they put on Superman. It's not bad. You could say it's reminiscent of Christopher Reeve, but I guess Superman has a certain look anyways with the S hair and everything else, but nice paint done on the figure. I like the choice of the blue and the red that they put on him. I have a bit of a concern with the size of his hand. Look at the size of that thing. It's like a catcher's mitt. But his head isn't too bad. It would have been nice if the head was just a little bit smaller to fit the scale of this figure. But the hands, I think the hands are the biggest setback of this figure. It's just, they're really big. Of course, you got the Superman S. You've got nice detailing, nice coloring on the boots here. One thing that I like that they did, and hopefully there goes the focus again, I like the fact that they put the S on the back of the cape. I know, like the Superman Returns movie, which I didn't like Superman Returns at all, but and I'm a huge Superman fan, but they never had the S on the back. I miss the S. That always reminds me of the old '78 Superman with the S on the back, so it's nice that they got that on the figure. Also, it's a rubber cape. I know some people like the cloth cape. I like the cloth cape and the fact that you have there is some flexibility to the fact that it's cloth and it doesn't get in your way. However, for the sake of the character and sake of the toy, I like these capes better just because it looks better with the figure. If it was cloth, it would just look like a towel or something that's hanging off the back of them. So I do actually like that it's rubber, and it's a nice rubberized plastic as well. There's a lot of flexibility to it. In the way of articulation, I was surprised to find that it was actually a ball joint in the shoulders. I almost was expecting it just to be a swivel joint like it was in the elbows here. His head does turn. There's no ball joint, it's just a swivel. And he's got a swivel in his waist. His leg does bends at the knee as well. If you watched my review on the Spider-Man Marvel Universe figure of the same scale, I was a bit harsh on the figure because I didn't like how much articulation they put in the figure. I said the figure, as a result, seemed like it would be loose in time. If you ask me, I prefer this kind of articulation. There's not too much. Like in a figure this size, you don't necessarily need to have swivel in the wrist. You don't need to have swivel in the arm. My kind of rule of thumb for articulation is the figure should at least have a head, articulation, shoulders, elbows, legs, and knees. You can throw in a waist as a nice addition, but I'm not one that necessarily needs the articulation in the wrist and the forearms and the thigh and everything else like that. So it's nice that this figure sticks very close just to the basics. It has the articulation it needs to have and nothing else. But I do think I like the DC figures better. I'll put this back here. I do think I like the DC figures better, just because it doesn't seem to have what I think will be is a loose figure down the road. In the way of accessories for this guy, there isn't really any. He doesn't come with anything other than himself, but it would have been nice maybe if they threw in a piece of kryptonite or something, but I mean, it's Superman, you really don't need too much with him. But I'm a big fan of these guys. I might maybe stick with the Wave. My only biggest gripe with these, and I really didn't mention it with the Spider-Man, was that the price point on these is just outlandish. I paid about $10, maybe $10.99 for this figure. And I mean, you know, with inflation and everything the way it is, when I was growing up, a G.I. Joe was $3.25 or $3.50. It would have been nice to have these figures in about a $5, $6 price range. But to ask $10 for it when you've got figures, you know, the 6-inch and the 5-inch figures going for about that same price point, it just seems like a lot. And, you know, DC, if you're listening, you know, if you want these guys to sell, you got to bring the price down on them. Make them about $5. Then, you know, kids can buy a couple, collectors can buy a handful, but to ask $10 is a bit steep. Aside from that, it's a good figure. I would recommend him. And there you have a toy spot on DC Universe, Infinite Heroes, Superman. See you guys next time.